චක්කවාලේසු අත්‍රා ගච්ඡන්තු දේවතා සද්ධම්මං නිරාජස් සුනන්තු සග්ග මොක්ඛදං ධම්ම ශ්‍රවණ කාලෝ අයං භදන්තා ධම්ම ශ්‍රවණ කාලෝ අයං භදන්තා ධම්ම ශ්‍රවණ කාලෝ අයං භදන්තා නමෝ තස් භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස අන්දදානි වික්ඛවේ ආමන්ත්‍රයාමියෝ වය ධම්මා සංඛාරා අපමාදේන සම්පාදේත. Dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, I want this Dhamma talk to be little more interactive, and I wish you also participate. We can discuss. If you have any questions, we can also discuss. Maybe the last hour before the conclusion of your observation of eighth research. Today, the topic that I have selected is from Maha Parinibbana Sutta. Maha Parinibbana Sutta is the 16th sutta of Digha Nikaya, and that is the longest sutta of the whole Tripitaka. We all know Digha Nikaya is a part of Sutta Pitaka, and the longest versions, there are 32 sutras in all, and Venerable Ananda was the one who was in charge of preserving Digha Nikaya by heart. So these ones were taking care of Digha Nikaya. Digha Nikaya is an area where you find a lot of philosophical discussions and many things like Mahasatipatthana Sutta, very important doctrines of the Buddha we find in Digha Nikaya. This prince called Siddhartha, he was born into this world some 2000 how many years? 2560 years ago, and it is said that he was born here and he started walking, right? And he started walking, and he made an utterance. When he started walking, the Mother Earth welcomed him by lotus flowers, right? So he stepped 7 steps and he uttered an utterance. What is it? What is that utterance? Aggo hamasmi lokasa, jetho hamasmi lokasa, setho hamasmi lokasa, ayamanti majati nathirani punabhava. I am the chief in the world. I am unparalleled. I am not second to anyone. And this is my last birth. No rebirth for me. That's what he said. And then again, when he was living as a prince, he also started learning many things about the world. And one day, he had a lot of comforts in his life. And one day he saw, when he was going to the park, Royal Park, he saw a very weird person that he has never seen in his life. Who was that? Yes? Yes, an old man, right? An old man. And then again he asked his charioteer Channa, who is that? He said, this is an old man. Who is an old man? Why is he so different? Everyone becomes old, so the Channa actually became his preceptor, and he started preaching him. Yes, everyone becomes old, you and I, everyone will become old one day, whether we like it or not. And then a sick man, somebody who was sick, and everyone becomes sick. We try our best to keep in health, good health, but we cannot, no matter how rich we are, how educated we are, how better placed we are in the society, we still get sick. And that's very natural. And the third day he found a dead body, a corpse. And so he was shocked. Every day he was shocked. And he asked him, do I die? Yes, of course, you are also going to die. My father? Yes, your father also will die. My wife, everyone will die. So what happened? Like, this was the awakening moment, twisting the whole course of his life. And then he started thinking. He was little worried, he was shocked. And then the other day he saw a sage, a monk, a hermit who was going towards the spiritual path. He was asking, who is that? And then Channa said, this is a person who is trying to find liberation from all this suffering. And that's how I started thinking renunciation is the best option, and that can liberate not only himself but also when he wanted to search the truth about life. He never wanted to know the truth about life when he had all those luxuries, but when he saw those four signs, that was the awakening, that was the alarm, wake-up call for him. And one day he left the palace. He went to the jungle. And this Prince Siddhartha, he became ascetic Siddhartha. And the way he meditated in the deep jungle is truly amazing. How he meditated in the jungle. And he went to, many teachers, many spiritual teachers. And that way also he was very, very flexible, he was open-hearted, he was ready to learn. You have to be very humble if you want to ready to learn from somebody who is knowledgeable. And despite the fact he was the son of a king, a powerful king, he was ready to learn from, those simple, humble hermits. And he went and he started discussing, and he started learning, he started practicing. There was no comfortable seats for him, nothing, no palace. He had palace for summer, for winter, for rain season, but nothing more, only the jungle. And he had a more comfortable life, he says. And then he started practicing. He was practicing and practicing. He started learning himself, exploring himself. he started analyzing himself. As I said in the morning, when we open our eyes, we see the world, right? We see the outside world. We have to close our eyes to see the inside world. And we have to stop talking to really get into, we need to have that noble silence to make ourselves more comfortable in that spiritual journey. So, ascetic Siddhartha, he started undergoing so many penances, so many difficulties he had. And it's amazing how he survived. Those days, many spiritual masters, they taught, we have to stop eating. We have to undergo suffering, torture yourself, and that way you can find liberation. There were some Brahmins who went to the water. They immersed themselves in the water up to days and stay there for hours and hours and hours, thinking that they will be able to wash away all the impurities. And there were some who were sitting by the side of the fire, so that they thought the fire will burn away all the impurities. So different. Many people, tried so many different ways. Some people were standing on one leg, like in yoga what we call vrikshasana, like a tree, and just stand like for hours. And so many ways they tried to search, tried to find the truth about life. It's amazing. We cannot blame them because they were all experimenting, right? Today we know how the scientists and everyone doing researches. So sometimes they fail, but they tried. The spiritual masters, they were trying. And ascetic Siddhartha also tried. Stop eating. He stopped eating. Only the fruits fallen from the tree he used to eat. And then he stopped that also. And later he found some, shepherds and, people who take care of the cows and all. They came into the jungle. Hunters, they came into the jungle. He was hiding from them also. Why? Because he was worried that these people would give him food. So he ran deeper into the jungle, dense forest, and he started meditating, and he started, learning jhana. He started actually attaining many spiritual stages. But then, still, he was not happy. He actually learned some spiritual attainments. He was not happy. He thought this is not the final goal. There should be some more. We cannot stop this birth circle. We cannot stop being born again and again. And we cannot stop this getting decayed. We cannot stop somebody getting sick. We cannot stop somebody dying. So in order to do that, we have to stop this thing. So the whole Noble Truth theory, the truth of suffering, or distress or whatever, unsatisfactoriness or whatever, and the cause of suffering, and the cessation of suffering, and the path leading to that cessation of suffering is something he himself found out, but this is not his own creation. It is not his innovation. The things are there. The truth, universal truth, that's there in the world, right? So he just found out and he started preaching. So it's amazing the way he sacrificed, the way he worked so hard to find truth. And on one fine, beautiful, full moon day, early morning, he attained that his goal, his dream, the supreme enlightenment. That was a daily vessel. And then he started walking miles and miles, meeting people, very humble, with a simple lifestyle. He did not have many things for him. He had his rock, he had his ball, and he kept walking. He did not have any costly palaces anymore. He had small temples, yes. People offered him temple. For example, Ananta Pindika, he offered a temple, beautiful temple. But if you go today, the Gandakuti is not so big. It's a very small hut, actually. Dhamma assembly maybe as much as this, but there were so many philosophical discussions, and many people came, many monks came, and they themselves got enlightened. It's truly amazing how he did that. It's truly amazing how he walked hundreds and thousands of miles throughout his 45 years with the book. Like, he walked and walked. He never used any chariot. Only he used his own horse. He advised his disciples, please go ahead. One person should go only one path, so that you can, walk many paths and find many people. Help them. Help so many people as you can. And this is not really, what you call converting. It's not converting. It's actually telling the truth, teaching the truth to the people. And Buddha never said, follow me, believe me, whatever I say. No. He said, I show you the path, I teach you the path, you have to walk alone. I cannot drag you. So today we have to think of it very seriously. Today is the day we have to think of it very seriously. One thing I need to tell you. The same Buddha, it is said, in Buddhism we say we have a long samsara, right? Immeasurable, endless, infinite samsara. And 24 Buddhas ago, there was one Buddha called Dipankara Buddha. And during that Dipankara Buddha's time, there was one young man called Sumitta. Okay. And Dipankara Buddha and 500 Arahants were walking. And this Sumitta saw a small, the Buddha and the monks were walking along the road, and he saw a muddy, watery path. So the Buddha, if he would cross, he would be, dirty. He would make his robe and all dirty. So this great young man, he made himself there, and he wanted Buddha and all the monks cross over him, and so that they will not touch the mud. And that was the sacrifice he made. And that day the Buddha officially proclaimed that this young man, if he chooses, he can liberate himself right here, right now, today. If he wants to become Arahant, he can do it right here, right now. But he would select to be the Buddha. He would be a Buddha one day. After 24 Buddhas, 23 Buddhas later, he would be a Buddha called Gautama the Buddha. Can you hear? Can you hear? Yeah. Okay. So Gautama the Buddha. Can I find that? Is it okay now? Oh, sorry. Looks like this is way better. So 24 Buddhas ago, Gautama Buddha could achieve his liberation, but he chose not to do that. He was thinking of us, many millions of suffering beings. So he came back to the samsara. He came back to the samsara. He started fulfilling perfections. He went. He was born as an animal. He was born as many different forms, human beings, and he tried to show himself an exemplary life as a good leader, a morally rich person, and he was all the way. We see these things in Jataka tales and all, right? And how he helped many people, many even animals. He was a truly amazing person. Just now, before starting this, I went through one video clip. I was really surprised. A crow was picking up food and going to a cat, feeding the cat. And there was another dog. He was feeding the dog also. And they were very obedient. Just like this crow has been a mom before, and the crow was feeding the cat and the dog. They were very nicely sitting over there silently, just like a mother feeding the kids. These things can happen. This is not any random or abrupt reason. There can be very strong sansaric bondage premium. So the sansara is so long, and Buddha has made such a great sacrifice for us. We have to think of it very seriously. He could achieve his liberation, but he did not do so. He wanted to be a Buddha. He wanted to become a Buddha to help us all. And he did so many sacrifices. He underwent so many sacrifices. He led such a simple, easy, very happy life anyway. And in Maha Parinibbana Sutta, it's amazing how Buddha, during his last few days of his life, and one day he went with Venerable Ananda to Pava, and there he declared, then after 3 months I will pass away. And Venerable Ananda was shocked, and he went to Pava, and close to Kusinara he met one devotee called Chunda, right? You have heard of Chunda, right? And Chunda invited the Buddha and the Mahasangha for a dana the following day. Buddha was silent, and silence means approved. So Chunda Karma Buddha, and he prepared the dana the following day, and the Buddha went, and he offered the dana. There was one food called, in Pali, it is called Sukara Madhava. Sukara is pig. Okay, people interpret in different ways. It can be pork, it can be mushroom grown in those areas where pigs are living or whatever. So somehow the Buddha instructed Chunda not to give this food to anyone else, only to him, and offer that food only to the Buddha, and the other food can be offered to the other monks. And he offered that food, and after that it is said Buddha got food poisoning. But somehow Chunda did that with lot of confidence, lot of faith, saddha. He had a good intention, so he did not want to food poison Buddha, and Buddha actually accepted their food, and he had some difficulty, but Buddha already decided that he would pass away after 3 months. And then he went to Kusinara. There he felt very thirsty and very tired. 80 years old man, he was tired. And then Buddha was asking Ananda, Ananda, I am very thirsty and very tired. I need some water. Can you please bring some water? And Ananda said, there is a small stream, but that stream was already crossed by 500 bullock carts, so it's all dirty. The water is not clear, water is not good. There is another beautiful water stream called Kukutta. We can go just a little bit distance from here. Buddha said, no, I can't go anymore. I want water. Please bring me some water. Ananda first time also tried to convince. Buddha did not listen. Buddha said again. And Ananda second time also tried to discourage. Buddha insisted him, please bring me some water. And third time Ananda went. And when Ananda went there, he saw the water was all clear. That is because of the power of the Buddha. Buddha has performed so many perfections, paramitas, during his samsaric journey. And he has fulfilled so many good moral virtues during this life, circle of life, so that power was very important too. And as a Buddha himself, he was very powerful. His metta power was very strong, and he can make many differences. And the water was very clear. Venerable Ananda brought the water back to the Buddha, and Buddha drank the water, and he was okay. And then he went to Kusinara, what we call Kusinagar today, in near Gorakhpur district, in Uttar Pradesh. And there, during two sultries, Buddha wanted to lay down. He said, I'm tired, I want to lay down. And then Buddha asked the monks, if you have any questions, you can ask me. And many monks were tired. Many monks were very respectful to the Buddha, and they all knew that Buddha was tired and he was about to pass away, and nobody wanted to torture him by asking questions. So they all kept quiet. And the Buddha said, don't worry about that, because don't repent later on. I will die anyway. If you have any question, you can come forward and ask me. If you cannot ask yourself, you can ask your friend to ask on behalf of you. He was so, see the great leadership, the great compassion of this great master. He even encouraged them. At the very last minute also, he was ready to help for these people. And there was one monk. There was one monk called Subhadra. He wanted to ask a question, and Venerable Ananda was the personal attendant of the Buddha. He always rejected, no, don't go now, don't ask any question, don't torture him. And second time also he insisted, no, I have a question I want to ask the Buddha, I want to go talk to him. And Venerable Ananda rejected. Third time also he insisted. And the Buddha overheard, Venerable Ananda, what is that? Let him come. Let him come to me and ask any question. The Buddha, let him come, and he asked some questions. The Buddha explained in detail. Venerable Subhadra was very happy. And then he started meditating. Buddha said, the best form of respect to me is nothing but practicing the great Dhamma. Practicing this great spiritual path, realizing the Dhamma is the best form of respect to me. And Buddha was doing it. And then Venerable Sumitta, he was able to achieve the enlightenment, liberation. He achieved arahanthood before Buddha's death. He was very determined. Other people were restless, they were worried, they were crying, normal monks. But the arahant monks, they did not have any problem. They know this is the way the world, this is the law of the Buddha's Dhamma itself. So everyone dies, including Buddha. So they had what we call Dhamma Samvega. That is very different. So they were very sensitive to that, but they were not worried. It's a different understanding, different level of realization. And other monks and all were very worried. And then there were a lot of there was one monk, he was fanning the Buddha because he was tired. And suddenly the Buddha said, please go away for a while. And the other monks were very little bit shocked. Why did the Buddha chase him away? And Buddha said, you know what, this monk was very powerful. The monk who was fanning, and the Buddha himself was a powerful monk. And because of his power, there were so many other devas coming to see the Buddha. They were all waiting and nobody could see because of his power, all covered, shielded. So Buddha asked him to go away for a while. And then all the devas and other beings, Brahmanas and all, they came and respected the Buddha. And it's very beautifully explained in Maha Parinibbana Sutta. Buddha said his last words, last utterance I selected as today's topic. Handadani bhikkhave amantayami vo vayadhamma sankhara appamadena sampanit. The second utterance was, I will come back to that later. That is, everything is subject to decay. Everything is impermanent. So we have to work diligently. We have to work hard to achieve this liberation. This is the last word of the Buddha, and then no more words. And then what happened? No more words, Buddha was silent. And Buddha started practicing the jhanas. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, he went up and down. And then he, all the spiritual path, Akasanan Chayatana, Vijnanan Chayatana, Akincanyayatana, Neva Sanya, Nasanyayatana. These are jhanas and phala samapattis that the Buddha enjoyed in his last few moments. And he went up and down, and came back to the first jhana again, and then passed away. This is how it is explained in Maha Parinibbana Sutta. So today we have to think of it very seriously. We are very fortunate to be born as complete, perfect human beings. You and I, very perfect, very complete human beings, very lucky. Not everyone has the chance to be like that. And you are living in such a beautiful country with so many, facilities, so many things compared to many other countries in the world. There are some countries who don't have food to eat, who don't have shelter to live, they die, starvation, many famines, not healthy, so many things, but this is a country you are so lucky to have all this. Plus the Dhamma itself. The Dhamma is available here to you as well. So the life is comfortable, and if you don't have this balance, As I said in the morning, we feed the brain a lot. We feed the head a lot in the Western world, but we also take care of the heart. I think Dhamma is very important to each and every one of us. That's why Dhamma should be introduced, especially to the small children, so that they learn the Dhamma, they become better human beings, and they will one day take care of the parents. They will know what is truth, what is good, what is bad. This is how we learn from our own parents, and this is important. Today is a Vesak day. You were practicing, you tried to practice something, but during our whole life, we just waste time a lot. We waste our time a lot. We have to be little more determined than this. If you know how beautiful, how joyful the experience, how blissful the experience you had during the little time of meditation, then you will keep practicing. Motivate yourself, inspire yourself, and enjoy the benefits. And by practicing this thing, like people observe precepts, right? What we call sila. Then what happens when you observe sila? What happens? You purify your body and your verbal dome. Okay, mouth and body. You train, but only if you practice meditation. Only if you practice meditation, you can purify the mind. No other way. Like this is only a foundation. A sila is only a foundation to purify the mind. So purify the mind happens very well when you meditate. You have to learn it. We sometimes think we know the Dhamma, but we don't practice. The Buddha said it's very important to listen to the Dhamma, and it's also very important to learn the Dhamma, and it's much, much more important to practice the Dhamma. So we have to live like different persons. If you call yourself a Buddhist, it's not that we have it in our birth certificate or something, or you have a beautiful certificate that you are a Buddhist. No. It's the way we live. It is an art of living. When you walk, when you talk, when you work, you have to show you are a different person. You are a better human being. You are a Buddhist. That we have to show in action. In many ways, we have to do it. And how many of us can do it? For example, how many of us can stop being angry? Can you stop being angry? Can you? Can. But we have to try it, right? Yeah. At least I thought today you are not angry, right? I don't know. Sometimes when we keep talking also, you might think, this monk, what is he talking? So, you might get angry too, right? And when we hear those noises outside, also you might get angry. What are these guys doing? They can do like that. They are disturbing us. We have to be very patient. That is the real world, right? That is the real world. So let them talk and we practice. And if we can do that way, that will be very, very useful to all of us. If we can stop being jealous, how many of us can? If we can do that, that would be wonderful. If we can stop being jealous of others. So today we practice metta, right? What is metta? We practice metta. What did you do today? What did you do today by practicing metta? You had metta to yourself first, right? And then you slowly started spreading the metta to everyone around. There is no barrier, no limitation. This is universal. Whole body, whole universe, just like one family, and there is no demarcation for that. So when we have metta, infinite loving kindness, and karuna is for other people, suffering people, and mudita is for people who are happier, people who are more prosperous, people who are more well-off than us, and we are happy about that. That is called mudita. So there we don't have jealousy. If we can have, these are very beautiful practices for our life. I hope today, on Vesak day, you learn something and try to do something special, at least a little bit of change. We have to do it. If we start thinking that one day every one of us will die, right? We don't know. Every one of us, whether we like it or not, we will die. So when we achieve that, when we reach that, when we look back, I have lived my life to the full. I have done my duty towards my parents, towards my relatives, towards my family. I am not regretting. If we can think that way, that would be so beautiful. That's a wonderful way of living. So try to live that way, and every moment, if we can, like every day, if we can fix our problem areas, especially if we can meditate for a while, every day, early morning, few minutes, and before sleep, few minutes, if you can make a big difference in your life. And meditation also, I know a lot of people take meditation also in the wrong sense. One day, one lady attended the 10-day retreat, and she came home, and after that, she stopped doing all the household chores. She was confined to the room, and she was a very good housewife before. She was taking care of the husband, she was taking care of the kids. After this meditation retreat, she stopped all these things. And the husband was very worried. What has happened to her? And this husband called a monk, and monk interviewed the lady, intervened. What happened? What are you doing? The lady said, you know what? I have done meditation. I'm a little bit over now, beyond. Above the ground. I'm a better person now, spiritually richer person, so I can serve them. See, the pride, ego, that itself is a barrier. That is what we have to cut down while doing meditation. We have to be more humble and more simple, but this lady became more arrogant. So that is not meditation. The monk advised, hey, this is not meditation. And don't give wrong impressions to people also by meditating, Some people when meditate, they don't even smile. They are very moody, grumpy. You cannot do that too. When you meditate, smile. Smile is free, doesn't cost money, doesn't cost any. Just smile. And when you walk, when you talk, when you work, every time you have to show the difference. You are a happy person. That's how we have to live that way. So meditation should make yourself more comfortable, make yourself more peaceful,
When people look at you, they should be able to say, hey, there is something in this man. Remember Emperor Ashoka? When he was looking out of the window, he saw a small monk, 7-year-old monk, walking along the road. He changed the whole life after that. Just because he saw that monk was walking very serenely, very peacefully, not like other kids. He was shocked. He invited that small monk to the palace, and that's how he changed the whole life. He followed the Dhamma path. And today everyone knows who King Ashoka was. So we have to show ourselves, we have to inspire the people around us that we are Buddhists. But it should be by our own action, our own patience, our own loving kindness, endless compassion. This is how we have to show that we are Buddhists. This is a way of paying respect to the Buddha, to be better human beings. This is the great message of the Buddha. You remember the Buddha said, we have to sabba papasa akarana. That is the essence of the Buddha Dhamma. Avoid all the evil things. Don't do anything bad. Stop doing bad things. Kusarasa upasampada. Develop, practice more and more good things in your life. And sachitta pariyodapana, chitta pariyodapana. Purify the mind. These 3 things. Stop doing bad things, doing good things, and purify the mind. Etam buddhan sasanam, the whole the doctrine, whole teaching is there. So if we try that, that will be very, very useful. Today we practice good things. You also want to practice, stop doing bad things. You also can instruct your children, your friends to do, avoid bad things. That is also our duty. Remember that. We can do good things, we can stop bad things, and we also have a moral right to stop our children doing, going the wrong path. We have to show them the right path. So this kind of practice can help us a lot. And hope you all will be able to find peace, happiness, good health in your life. And we all should be able to find that absolute, final, ultimate peace and happiness one day. Please continue the Dhamma path and start learning more and more Dhamma, listening to more and more Dhamma, discuss more and more Dhamma with good people, spiritual friends. When you find the spiritual friends, don't leave them alone. Don't leave them alone. Go after them. Keep in touch with them. Ask them questions if you have. Because if you have a question and you keep it and you don't ask, maybe you will never ever get a chance. So it's important, if you find a good spiritual master, friend, you ask questions. You ask your problem. There will be a lot of problems in Dhamma. We have answers to all those questions through the Dhamma. So those knowledgeable, wise monks and other Dhamma friends can help you. Okay? So keep in touch with them. With that, I would like to conclude. With the power of all the meritorious activities that we accrued today, throughout this day, from morning till now, we observed 8 precepts and we listened to Dhamma, we practiced meditation, and we tried to learn something. Did you learn something new? Yes? Something? Okay. So practice it. Keep practicing and learn more and do good and be good. This is the essence of the Dhamma. So with the power of all the meritorious activities that we accrued this life during the whole course of samsara, individually and as a group, may all of us be able to achieve peace and happiness, good health in our life. May all our departed parents, my mother's birthday also today, she passed away in January, so I would like to transfer merits to her also. Let's transfer merits to all your departed parents, other relatives. May they all be well and happy wherever they are. May all of us, may all our parents, living parents, brothers, sisters, children, spouse, relatives, friends, our teachers, spiritual friends, everyone, be able to achieve peace, happiness, and good health. May all of us, including devas and other beings, be able to achieve the supreme bliss of ultimate peace, absolute happiness, Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's transfer merits to devas and other beings. Ittavata ca amhehi samvatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata ca amhehi samvatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakhantu loka sasanang. Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakhantu dhamma desanang. Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakhantu tvang sada. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang me